congregation have been prohibited from entering South Africa. Minister of Home Affairs Malusi Gigaba announced this decision at a media conference yesterday. This comes after growing calls by South Africans on the department to bar the homophobic pastor from entering the country. Anderson made headlines for praising the killers of 50 people at a gay nightclub in the US and his hate comments toward the South African government and its citizens. We're now joined in studio by the Department of Home Affairs Director General Mkuseli Apleni. Thank you very much for joining us, DG.
Good morning to you and as well as to the viewers.
Now, DG, what are some of the new facts that were brought to your attention in making this decision? Also, perhaps maybe give us some information on the contact that you had with the US government relating to Stephen Anderson.
Well, you'll recall that the minister met with the LGBTI group who came with a complaint, and then the minister, for him to take a decision, agreed with them that provide me with the information. If the information points out that the person is really making those hate speeches, then we'll be able to deal with the matter. You must know that to go to any country is not a right, is a privilege. But that privilege cannot be unreasonably withheld. It must be based on the facts. So the facts which were in front of the minister demonstrated that the gentleman is not needed in a peaceful country like ours.
Now, for the most part, we've been mentioning Stephen Anderson only, but as I said earlier, some of his congregation members have also been prohibited, or all of them that were supposed to come with him. How many exactly were supposed to come, and were the reasons the same?
Yes. No, we do not know the exact number, but what we're saying, anyone who is part of that, whether they are 10 or they are 1,000, we don't need such people in our country. Because in our country, we respect everybody, and as a Department of Home Affairs, we are not about who is who, we're about all the people. So that's what we are promoting. Anyone who comes and wants to disturb that, we need to bar that person to come into our country.
DG, something interesting that you mentioned was the fact that visiting any country is a privilege. It's not a right. What does this decision mean for South Africa going forward and people coming in and out of the country?
Yeah. Well, as we said, that in America, for instance, we have a visa waiver for the citizens of America to come into our country. That still stands. However, that particular individual who is doing something wrong is the one who is bad. So people who want to come to our country, we are a free nation. Everybody here is welcome. But we want to welcome those people who are here to promote peace. They are here to make good for our country. But if we are here to disturb that, we don't need people like that here.
Let's look at entry into the country holistically. What are some of the factors that you consider when making a decision not to grant a traveling visa to a person or to grant it?
Yeah. Well, firstly, when you come to visit any country or like a home, is for a particular reason. And surely that reason must be the one which will promote the beings of the people we are visiting. I don't think you can accept in your home a terrorist, a criminal, and all that who comes and disturb your peace within your country. So if you are coming to South Africa for any of the good things, you are welcomed. But once you start and do something which are unacceptable, in particular, peace is a golden commodity. It's not something which you can just play with it. So as South Africa, we want to promote peace here and want to make sure that here we are equal. And what I want to do, as long as it is within the law, I must be permitted to. So don't want people who are judging one another here. Once you start and get into that, we are not going to be able to allow you to do that. Anyway, that is not only with the South Africans, I mean for the foreign nationals. Even if you are a South African, that's why we've got equity courts here, we've got issues of the human rights. So whether we are a South African, please respect another person.
Just to wrap up, DG, now, for how long will this ban last, just briefly?
Until that man changes his attitude.
And that's brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us. It was interesting to get your take on Stephen Anderson, because many people have been asking questions. So thank you very much for joining us and answering those questions. That was the DG of the Department of Home Affairs, Mr. Mkuseli Apleni, joining us for more information on that Stephen Anderson story. You're watching Morning Live on SABC 2.